Hang on 1 second, please. Some technical difficulties, nothing serious.
Well, now this net is not on DM, so you shouldn't be having any problems.
No, there's problems with the focus on my screen here from my camera. I'll be right there. All right, now we're cooking with gas. This is K4PEW, PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency? Always a dumb question, so repetitious, but there's never any. I'm glad there isn't. If you need an emergency, if you need one, you can call and get you one within 5 minutes. But if you have an emergency, call 911 or whatever's appropriate. Everywhere else, I think 911 works everywhere, but I'm not sure about that. And do without my list here. If there is an emergency, we'll break at any time for something that's of an emergency nature, which doesn't include moving the car. For information on this net, you look on YouTube. You can see a nice, very clear screen of my. You can see the static at the bottom of my screen, but you can also see the signal strength. You can hear the machines that might not be able to hear. And anyway, you can just put my call K4PEW into the search block for YouTube. You'll come right up. You can figure it out. You can also see our website 146415.net, 1464, and also that's some simplex information, etc. And then we've got a group over on groups.io, GRO. Just put in MJSS for if you're looking for us for Mount Juliet Simplex Society, and K4PEW at ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night, which we've been doing for now years. It'll be 8 years in I think the third week in September, which is a long time. I was only in the military for 4 years, and I've been doing this for. It's kind of funny. I've been married cumulatively about 55 years, but that's you have to divide that by 3 actually. Of course, they're not equal, so you can't. It's not an equal between those things. All righty, we are on 146.415. That's where we meet it. You should already know that. 146.415. Figure out who we can hear, who we can't hear, and figure out what we got to do to make it better. If we can, sometimes we just have to live with our disabilities. We learn to live with them. But in this case, if you can't get any ground higher and you can't afford a tower, just live with what you got. It is a hobby. You don't want to be spending money that should be spent on your bills, on your wife, on your taxes, on your. So yeah, that's family comes first. Well, maybe your taxes come first, then your family, and then us. Not us. Anyway, as far as announcements, I just want to remind everybody we've got the up to the end of the month. You can look that up, HamQuest Tennessee, on the web. It'll come right up, HamQuest 2022. You'll see it. It's the of this month, and then of course the following month we've got Huntsville, and it's the last. I think that's the last weekend of Huntsville. I'm not positive. You can look that one up. Huntsville HamQuest 2022, and you'll see that. It costs $15 to get in. You can buy your tickets online. Is there any other announcements besides the sun tomorrow? Tomorrow's the 10-meter net that Michael KM4YRF does at 7:30 p.m. 28.415. 28.415. Tonight, I forgot to mention that announcement. We're doing the 2-meter net, and then the net on 50. I'm sorry, got ahead of myself there. The sideband net on 2 meters is on 144. and then we go to 50.135 on 6 meters. So that's what we got to do. I may have to jump out and see which antenna I'm on. I'm not I'll run out there in a little bit. Is there any questions or additional comments or corrections of the announcements? All righty, we're going to start taking check-ins. Hold on one second. Give me a little break here. Now, at net number 814, and we're starting from the south, but we're also taking first people short on time first. Net number 814. That's a good number. Yeah, they're all good numbers. Do we have any people short on time? Please come now.
For BWA, Ricky in Portland.
Hey, Ricky, you doing okay?
Oh yeah, I was just check in early because I don't know how long I'll be able to hang out tonight. We had a fun day for the children, and I tell you what, I don't know if who had more fun, them or me. And I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty tired, so too long, but I'm gonna listen in and see who I can hear.
Very good. Kids are great, aren't they?
Oh yeah, we had a water slide. They had a ball, so yeah, a couple of them saying it's the best fun they've had in a long time or ever had.
That's 2.5 years.
Oh yeah, hey, that is so true.
145 pounds going down that slide, did you? That water slide?
No, that is.
No, very good. I'm glad and appreciate you checking in. Now with Ricky, he does the net on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on 147.55 from Portland. So be sure to be there. 147.555 Thursday nights. In fact, I got to make sure I have that, but maybe not. And from Portland, 147.555 at 8 p.m. on Thursdays. And that's Ricky Kilo 4 Alpha. Who else is short on time?
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. I got grandkids and over here, and been for them for a while.
We don't take excuses, man.
All right.
Get them to check in.
Well, if I can get them all herded in here, I heard them can't sometimes.
Oh, that's great. You got grandkids hanging around, though. That's cool.
Yeah, I got just graduated high school. One is a junior, and one is fixing to be a freshman.
Oh, wow. So they're all in high school. That's great. Just be glad they're not in that 2 years to 7.
No, we got them out of that basket.
Yeah, I just knew and ship them off during that period. I mean, I had 3 boys, and so grades.
Well, these are 3 girls, so you can imagine that.
Listen, I'm glad. I hate to say, I probably would be happy as anything, but I'd be happy. But like a friend of mine said, he had one girl, and she was at the time when I'm 10 or 11, and he said that his wife would have to come and tell him that he using him. In other words, she knew how to get what she wanted out of her daddy, and he didn't even know he'd been had.
Well, yeah, I can imagine that to be very, very true. She had her daddy's number real early on, and you wanted out of it.
Oh, she knew which buttons to push. Well, in my case, I like boys because, you could, I don't want to say be the term of being physically abusive, but you could be, okay, go sit over there before I kick your butt. It's hard to say that to a girl.
But I have no parents that tried that, but I don't think it worked out real good for them. But anyway, carry on. Thank you for what you're doing, and I'll for SIB bad shit. 7-3, everybody.
Very good. That's Richard KI4SIB, and his bride also checks in. Kilo India 4 Sierra. And they're in a mess with their grandkids. Well, that's not a mess. They're all young adults, really. KI4SOR Stephanie, and they're west downtown Lebanon. Who else is short on time?
KE4TWR.
Hey, you saw my memo, didn't you there, Wes?
No.
The one about the guy replied to me from what do you call it, from TVA.
Oh, I did. Overlooked it. By the way, I'm on the water tonight. It's on mobile. Not technically maritime mobile. So, well, I'll just take you a picture when I mounted. You're gonna laugh. The GP1 for my kayak, and I'm the tip of Wilson County on the north. Just beside Gallatin, actually. That's the main planet.
Ah, cool. Carry around a little recorder that you can play seafaring noises like foghorns and bells.
Well, we the airplane. God. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Go over there. I want to check in before I talk about it.
Up there a little bit right at the last 12 seconds. Anyway, it was Wes. He's mobile and he's up there on the river somewhere near Gallatin. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India, and he was on a handheld, so he was at a definite disadvantage there. Who else is Tango Whiskey India? Who else is short on time? All right, taking people from the south. You sound so much better here than you do on DMR, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Low class versus I don't know. It's just I don't know. That DMR is such a. But I can't wait until we had 6 people show up, or 5 people, because we had 5 people on DMR and 6 people on Fusion. So Fusion sounds so much.
Just let's hope we don't have to use it for anything other than a hobby.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put aggravation hobby, that part of it, man. Oh man. Anything else for the net, Tony?
No, I'm good.
All right, very good. That was Tony. KF4 KFQ. He checked in. By the way, I just want to make an announcement. We had what do I do with my list here? Yeah, we had 6 tonight, and we had 6 people check in on Fusion tonight. I'll find out from Larry how many we had on DMR. It's just good that that's both nuts. Who else is south? And
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
hey, Larry, how many did you have on D-Star?
We had 4.
Better than last week, eh?
Yeah, we doubled up.
Well, very good. How is tell me quickly the signal quality and the audio quality on D-Star?
Yeah, D-Star is good.
Okay, very good. I'll have to listen to that sometime. I don't have a way to do that, so I have to make a recording for me or something. But there's got to be a recording somewhere because I know that D-Star. I've heard it a long time ago when I was in somebody else. Appreciate you checking in, Larry. That was Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Great signal. He does the D-Star net at 7:15 on. It's on 146.460. Who else is south? Which one of those strange modes do you have there, Eddie?
I checked in on D-Star tonight.
Ah, very good. You find that the audio?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it sounds real good.
Why don't you crossband that over to me? I don't know if you can you? No, you couldn't do that, could you? On into another mode like AM, like FM.
You want it on the FM band, the FM radio band, or I could just send it on 146.415.
No, I'm only good on P25.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it. Yeah, no, I have. I've been listening to a D-Star machine. No, I'm glad to hear that. Anything else for the net tonight, Eddie?
No, just thanks for doing what you do, and maybe we'll see you next Saturday.
You're gonna grace us with your presence.
Yeah, I'll be there. With my walking cane or in electric.
Well, electric carts are cool. I want to get one just because I'm lazy.
There you go. Don't run over it.
Well, that'd be half the fun, wouldn't it? Running over people's feet.
It depends on how big they are.
That's true. Besides, if you're sitting,
Maybe they won't pick on the handicap.
yeah, very good. Anything else for the net, Eddie?
Carry on.
Okay, there's a little teaser for you guys. Eddie's going to show up at the next breakfast. He says that's Eddie Bravo. I mean Echo Bravo X-ray. He hasn't been to a breakfast in about 2.5 years, just due to COVID, I think. He's as nervous as a cat about that. So anyway, it's Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Who else is from the South?
Now next Saturday is the
No, the Hamfest the 29th or something.
Oh, I'm confused. I won't be at the breakfast.
You trying to kill our attendance?
Well, I might be better off without.
The 23rd is the Hamfest. You can go to Lebanon 23rd if you want to.
Yeah, I get all the good deals then.
Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry you're not going to be there. Oh man, we're just going to get a picture of you and prop you up in a chair. Very good, Eddie. Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Correction: he won't be at the breakfast. He will not be there. So, well, I don't know about him, I guess. Who else is South? Station one more time, please.
This is Kilo 4, Mike Golf Inc. Kilo 4, Mike Golf Inc.
Hey, Chris. Where are you?
I am in Smyrna.
Very good. I don't think you've checked into our net before, have you?
Kind of a strange term of this. I don't have a whole lot of time for radio because of work and family obligations. But earlier this week, so I'm serving my isolation in our guest bedroom, and I've hung a roll-up J-pole in the window that went on. If I didn't have anything else to do, I would see if I could try to get in from here.
Well, it's a good place to do it here on the Simplex. Now we've been out here for 8 years almost doing this net, and we have a lot of fun, and everybody's welcome. And as we tell people over the years, that I'm aware of in the United States, the only one that gives the hams 2 times a week to miss the net.
Good, that's pretty good. So I want to try. I mean, I've got a pretty busy individual, but I want to try to drop by a little more often.
Well, that'd be. You're in Smyrna. Whereabouts? I mean, you must. Do you know Greg in Smyrna? I mean, you know Tony or Ken in Smyrna. They're the name of that place is.
I do not. So I've only lived here about 8 years, and you know, I don't know a whole lot of local hands, but I'm kind of helped out right now. So I am on the Spring Hill water tank. I can throw a rock out my window. The screen wasn't in there. It's the base of it.
Oh, I can hear you so good from Smyrna. I mean, you do it with a roll up at J-pole, and it's in the window, is it? Is that in the first floor or second floor window?
It's in the J2 817, so I'm only running 5 watts.
Oh, wow, that's unbelievably good for 5 watts there.
Yeah, my shack is in the basement, but that's off limits right now. So I was bored out of my mind, so I was able to take long enough to get kind of the plan today. Remembered the net, and I thought I'd try to check in.
Yeah, that's great. You're doing S6 here into my station, Emma. You're darn good for an 817, which is low power, and a roll-up J-pole. I mean, you couldn't. The only thing worse is if you were operating from the basement.
I'm pretty impressed by that. I hesitated to throw my call out because I was like, they're not going to be able to hear me all the way over there with the J-pole. Okay, I guess they'll helping me out.
No, the 817 and that roll-up J-pole in the second floor window is doing great. I don't think unless they were. Are you on the north side of the house?
I'm on the north side of the house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's helpful. And you don't have a metallic screen, I take it.
No, I tried to take the screen out because I was trying to run an instead for 8 days, but I don't think these screens have ever been out. The house is about 15 years old, and I was afraid I'd break the screen trying to wrestle it out. It's
Oh yeah, very good, Chris. Yeah, it's kind of funny that the little barriers we have to doing a good job, but you're doing fine. I mean, and I'm sure there's more than just me hearing you here in Mount Juliet. See, I have an excellent elevation at 680 antenna that's about 20 feet off the ground, and it's that's an X700, that 24-foot tall antenna, which receives really, really good.
I think the skill is 700, maybe 680. And then I've got one of the jet stream input tall model number. I've had that house been on. And it's on top of the roof, so it's really high up.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing a great job. That's a good elevation. It really is good. Obviously, you are on a hill. Anyway, appreciate you having her, Chris, and we appreciate you checking in with on that. It's always good to have a new Chris. Kilo 4 Mike Golf Yankee, and he's in Smyrna on a roll-up J-pole on 5 watts. If you couldn't hear him, that's why. Who else is? We also do a 5. We did a 5-watt net this past Wednesday. I don't know if you heard that. You did. I know some others probably heard it. Once in a while, we do a 5-watt net where everyone flies and says they're on 5 watts and seeing if everybody can hear everybody else. But it's a good way. Anyway, who else is south?
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta Cannon Pearl.
Did you turn?
I did.
Yeah, very good. You sound good. Were you able to? I'm sure, even though he's on the north side, were you able to copy in Smyrna?
Absolutely, 100% copy.
Yeah, very good. Now, I'm not sure where he is in relationship to you. No way of knowing where you are compared to him.
I'm about exit 70. I'm not sure if he's on up in Sam Ridley, somewhere up in there. Well, if he's looking at the water tower, he's over on Rocky Ford. It's Rock Springs. I'm right behind Rock Springs Middle. There you go. KF4, KF2. There you go. Yep, perfect copy on it.
Yeah, very. So you got 2 people in Smyrna listening to you, Chris.
Good deal. Good deal. Check in a little bit more and get to know yourself a little bit better. K4 and Rock.
I'm not sure you want to get a know is better, but at least you want to.
73, Paul. Gotta go. Hope you guys have a good nap tonight.
It was Can Whiskey Victor 4 Delta in Smyrna. Who else is south? Kilo Foxtrot 4 Bravo Yankee. What was the last letter? Ah, very good. Bravo Yankee Echo. Ah, very good. What's the first name? I'm sorry, one more time. Your signal is just a little bit weak to me. Is it Jimmy? Am I hearing? Oh, Kenny. Very good. I got you now. Sounds good, Kenny. Kenny, where are you located? Okay, very good. Yeah, your video and signal are a little bit low to me. Are you operating under a lower power, or you have a lower antenna to the ground? Oh, that's why. Very good. Mobile. And are you using 50 watts? Are you using? Is it an external antenna? So you get 8 watts, and what do you have? Well, for a mag mountain, 8 watts, I think you're doing pretty darn good from Smyrna. Yeah, you're doing almost. You're bumping up against S5 here, so you're doing well mobile. Kenny, another long time no check-in. Kilo Foxtrot 4 Bravo Yankee Echo, and he was sitting in his car with a mag mount. And appreciate the effort, Kenny. Who else is south? Over to the east, please come now.
Juliet.
Hold on, Michael. You got beat by James. What's up, James?
Just been trying to stay
Yeah, no, it was at 4 o'clock. It was about 94 degrees. I saw.
I had to do a little work around the house and do a little trips with my wife, but stayed inside most of the time.
I don't know. You and me are both getting old enough to not want to be outside.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, just a few years.
Much. I think at worst it's 2 years. It might be a year and a half.
Yeah, I want to add it up.
Out of is when you think about age now, I don't think of somebody, 30 or 4 or 5 or even 10 years. It's just something, I know them and I talk to them. Or if somebody's 4 or 5 years younger or 10 years younger, it doesn't matter. But when you're in high school, you associate a lot with people outside of your age group.
If I lived another 25 years, I'd probably be 100 years old.
If you would, yeah, I don't know if I want to live that long or not.
Well, I don't know either. It's a lot of work.
That is, in fact, if I do that, I better lose another 40 pounds. I don't want to drag around 245 pounds into my old age.
Well, I've got a lot.
Oh, have you? How much you down to?
About 160 pounds.
Oh, wow, that's pretty. You must be pretty slim at this point.
I like to think so.
No, really. Do you feel better?
Well, yeah, I don't have to climb around too much.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled about the weight loss I had because now my blood pressure is down to which I'm thrilled about.
Well, it makes me feel better too.
Oh yeah, no, it makes me feel. It's less work walking around.
Yeah, I don't have as much weight to carry with me.
Oh, I know. I'm eat as much either to support it.
Yeah, I can get by with a real small table.
Well, very good. Anything else for the net, James?
Thanks.
Very good. That was James here in Mount Juliet. Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu. The East.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Romeo India Papa Michael 11.
Yeah, very good. How you doing there, Michael? You doing all right?
Doing fine. Got through the hot day and got me thinking. When you're talking about dieting, got me thinking I need to go downstairs and do an underway replenishment of the popcorn for the microwave.
Oh well, let's do that. I've been eating a lot less than I normally do for about the last, I don't know, year. I forgot. I've been doing it for a while, and I've lost about maybe 18 months, about 45. Yeah, about 45 pounds. Even so, I was sitting with my wife a night or two ago, and you go, you know what I really like? She goes, what's that? I go, apple fritters from Kroger, which I don't eat them anymore.
That's what I'm trying to sugar mainly. And when we get into that diabetes type sugar stuff that my family's so popular for having.
Yeah, I don't have any. I certainly think that anyone could be subject to that just because when we eat a lot of starches and sugars and I don't have to tell you carbohydrates, it all turns into a problem with diabetes. It can turn into a diabetes problem, I think.
Okay. Family, so I gotta kind of watch a little bit. But I find that microwave popcorn or some kind of popcorn in the evening kind of satisfy that snacking urge.
Oh, I get it. Eating, well, I should put it this way. After for a long, I don't know, like I said, I don't even know how long. And my wife and I went out to dinner a few weeks ago, and I had a regular sized dinner at a restaurant. I could barely stay awake once I got home because it was like I just ate an elephant, and it slowed me down for the whole day.
See, that's one of the things. I mean, we went out and ate today, like we do occasionally. Sometimes eat out at restaurants. Maybe food home, split it over 2 meals, save me a little bit of money, save a little wear and tear on my belt.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right thing to do, really. Because see, right now, if I went out, well, I already ate dinner, but if I went out to a place and bought one of those nice big juicy hamburgers and a big order of fries, maybe a dessert, it's dumb. I shouldn't even eat the fries. Shouldn't even touch them.
Yeah, that's also stay away from those all-you-can-eat buffets because that throws the God's love down and I go into a challenge accepted.
Yeah. Now those we have our breakfast, as you know, at one of those places, and you have to be careful. But I have noticed that you go into these not Shoney's, but whatever, Shoney's or those what do you call it? There's a lot of heavy people who eat there, and I mean really heavy people.
Like you can't get a lot of food for the buck. I mean, we use Juliet and there's a Chinese place over there by the Walmart that has really good Chinese food. But the next thing you know, you got two plates full,
Yeah, well, if you could go in there and just eat salad and have some shrimp and walk away, that'd be great. But you don't do.
So you got to accept that challenge of all you can eat.
Oh yeah, I know. You got to fill that plate a couple of times. Then you got to go back and get more. Then you got to go back and eat.
Exactly. That's why I need to stay outside those doors for a while. But all right, things are going well. I'll turn it back over. Good talking to you. 73. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Very good. That's Michael. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. And who else was east?
Whiskey 4, Mike. Uniform Foxtrot.
Hey, Mike. I mean, Jimmy, how you doing?
Well, I guess I am anyway. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm recovering from getting.
Let me know how that goes. But you know, I was on 17 meters this afternoon, and I started doing as much about propagation as I thought I did because you know we got high solar flux indexes, we got high, but the propagation just seems like it's just keep forward, you know.
Yeah, it's like I always looked at propagation. It's my 17th or 18th year. It's like a bunch of voodoo.
Like a what?
Voodoo.
Oh, well, it could be true. I don't know. I know that for years I thought the propagation was directly solar flux and the sunspot numbers, but I'm getting clear that's not true anymore.
Well, it's a as we've probably discussed, like a moving target. You go, oh, it's really great, and somebody else gets on here and says, it's crappy where I am. I mean, it's just it can be great for one.
Seems like it should be get to a situation where it's great for everybody, right?
Well, I'm sure that was true. I was age of the ham radio back in the 50s and 60s when all of those conditions were apparently. And so I always say it's always better before. Maybe it's coming back in the next solar cycle. I don't know.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, back to you there.
Very good. It's the voodoo report on why propagation reports are all crap. I'm kidding, of course. That was Jimmy Whiskey Fridays in here in Northeast Mount Juliet. Who else is east? Anybody else east? All righty, up to the north. This is K4PEW. You are really scratchy there, Danny.
I'm in Westmoreland.
You're in Westmoreland. Okay, well, you're doing good for.
Oh, yeah.
Well, very good. How are you copying anybody else? Yeah, I got that was a little pretty scratchy right there. You must have been going through a bad area. Very good. That was Danny. He's mobile up in Westmoreland. Kilo Oscar November. Kilo Oscar for Gulf Oscar November. Mobile in Westmoreland and pretty good for mobile. Who else is in north?
WB0
Oh man, it sounds like you're just showing off after listening to him.
Well, I'm not doing anything special. 65 watts.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. You just have a really scratchy picket fencing, and then the next person who comes up is nice, clear, and loud and concise. It sounds great.
I don't really have all day. Have done absolutely nothing. No, I'm out of here.
So your wife will start beating you tomorrow or tonight?
At 9 o'clock every night.
Okay. Yeah, you better get, I don't know, you better get the beating is in today because you shouldn't work.
You know, it doesn't matter to her. Every day is the beat day.
I almost got beaten yesterday. We were leaving to go somewhere, and my wife she got all dressed, not dressed up, she got dressed. She took sandals and she'd done her toenails. As she got in the car, she said, I have to be careful because as we're pulling out of the parking. And then she mentioned, as soon as she said that, she says, boy, be careful, there's a truck parked at the opposite side of our little narrow street. It was a city truck, a city utilities truck. And I said, oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Way, I said, yeah, I can see that they're painting the hydrant. She obviously wasn't paying attention. She goes, hydrants?
Okay. Well, I tell you what. After anything, what a stretch.
Well, no, she wasn't paying close attention because she just mentioned painting her toenails, and I said painting hydrant, the city utility vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, I get ignored too, Paul.
I know it. I'll tell her something. And she says, who are you talking about? I said, I normally start out my sentence by giving the subject of the thing first. And that was the first thing I told you was the subject, and you missed it.
Oh, yeah, we have that discussion a lot. I go through 10 minutes of a description not knowing what we're talking about.
My wife does that to me. She'll say, and then he said, it's one of these. I go, then she'll go on. I go, okay, so tell me again, who the heck?
Exactly. They're all alike.
I know it makes for does it teaches you a little more patience usually.
Oh, well, that would be nice, but I'm not patient. I usually end up in trouble.
Yeah, that's an everyday thing here with she'll start telling me something. I have no idea what or who she's talking about. She goes, well, I just figure you don't ever assume that I know what you're talking about, please. Anyway, that was Mark, Whiskey Bravo Zero, November, Oscar, the problems of being married. Anyway, that's Whiskey Bravo Zero, November, Oscar. Who else is married? The problem is being married to a woman. Who else is wherever I was, east or north? That's east or north.
Okay, I'm worried.
So,
Not much, Paul. How about you?
oh, just enjoying myself for the evening. My wife's back at work, house to myself, and it's kind of. If I didn't have ham radio, I'd be sitting around getting in trouble.
That's not good.
No, today.
Nah, I thought about taking the circuit dipole down and kind of look, all the Dolan holding up. It's too hot outside. I have nothing.
Oh, I hear you. So you're not happy with the heck in that?
No, this is 30-meter dipole. I cleaned up the cover 30 meters.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Figured you had two different antennas that would do similar. So it's just a 30-meter only dipole technically.
Yes.
You had that up.
I don't know. Probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Do you have any other up like that?
No, I have an 40-meter. Also need to take down, kind of look at it, see what they say, maintenance done on it.
It does pay to go look at them. You know that. I know. I had promised I could wouldn't. It wouldn't. I had one. It wouldn't tune up on on 40. And I said, what the heck? And so I pulled it down. Yep, the water got into the fixture, you know.
Yeah, I was trying to work and finally ended up getting Monaco on 30 meters FT8 the other day. And no, the SWR was kind of high on the 30 meter antenna. So what's going on?
When the SWR is high, you know what that means? Your wattage is low.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if the wind is stretching it because it seems to be resonant at a lower frequency than it was.
Interesting. Well,
That's all about back in that K4HG.
very good. That's Stan in Lebanon. Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and works a lot of HF. Who else is east or north?
KG4 Juliet.
Yeah, you're lucky I went back to east. You see, we're already finished with east and went to north.
Yeah, when I missed it, I thought to myself, I was waiting for the lollygaggers when I heard east again.
Yeah, I got to backtrack for people because we got a lot of people and stuff. They can't keep up.
I'm in there.
Everything going okay?
Yeah, man, doing good. How about you?
Going good. I was thinking we need to get over to the range.
Absolutely do. That sounds like a good time.
I don't know if there's anyone. I'll have to get with maybe Robin. He goes down to the range, this side of Percy Priest Lake, across the bridge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I do. I go to that one as well. That's the one we should go to. I like it.
Never been. Is it okay?
Yeah, great.
I think they take long guns too, right?
Yep, they do. They support all types and nice place.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to get down. I'll have to get with Robin. He's maybe on a Saturday. That'd be a good thing because he still every day.
Yeah, that sounds fun, man. Saturday would work.
Yeah, okay. We'll see if we can put that. The other thing is you're gonna have to a week off and teach me to fly fish or something.
I might have to teach myself how to fly fish again, but I could get.
Oh, is that right? Never have. I've never even attempted it. Never had a fly fishing rig or nothing. And I always thought that was a cool thing. I don't know if I told you this. Quick, dragged a rowboat through, and I mean through the woods. Not a long period, but I'd say 100 yards through the woods over stumps and trees. A big mess because there was no other way to get to this little lake. So it is down in Florida. We drug it out there, and it was in the late winter. It was still cold, and we got in the boat and we were fishing. Didn't catch squat. I mean, not even nothing. The other end of the lake, a guy pulled in a canoe. I think it was a canoe. He had a fly fishing. He hauled in a half a dozen fish while we sat there.
Well, that must be a real high pressure, or you just, they were only taking bait that looked very natural. If been pressured too much, sometimes they're only take something that's pretty particular,
I guess it was fascinating to see. Really, actually, we were going, man, the wrong gear. He did great.
Yeah, I know. I've had that experience actually. It's the interesting thing about flies is you'll go out there and think, well, I don't want to. When you get out there and you fish all the stuff that you wanted to fish, the reality is that's not what they're fighting on. It's the guy right up the stream that's just basically. So you eventually switch to the thing that you didn't think you would use. It takes time to do it, and then you're on them before you leave. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to think you have to outthink a fish.
Well, I'm something that's pretty smart to mess with, right?
I don't know. My wife doesn't. She goes, "Well, fish feel pain. You don't think about it when you're eating salmon. I know it."
Yeah, I just put them back as quick as I can. Honestly, if I'm not eating, so hopefully somebody else can catch them.
I've done that myself. I don't. If I'm not going to eat them, I don't want to. I just throw them back. Don't even usually take a picture. I just marvel at the fact that it's fish are. But I got a picture of myself with oh shoot, I forgot what kind of ocean fish that was now. Anyway, it was probably big, and I was pretty happy camper.
Yeah, I've been talking about fishing more this year, and I just bought my license a little bit ago. I was happy to see that the new further give me a full year, so that's cool. So I'm going to get back into it a little bit.
Cool. Well, I'll swing something here. I'll catch you later, Chris. That was Chris. Anything else for the net? Yep, Kilo Golf 4 here in, well, east of me, Gladeville. We're southeast, actually. Who else is east or north?
How about south?
Yes, south. Where you been, man?
I've been busy.
Yeah, that's all right. You said you're supposed to say I've been sick.
I've been visiting. Is where we were.
I've been visiting locally.
Very local.
Okay, very good. Everything going well down there?
So far, so good. Yeah, had a nice little visit.
Yeah, I already did. Did you ever look up that Janus motorcycle that's made in Indiana?
No, I did not. Or maybe I did. I forgot about it, but looking it up.
Okay, I just one. That was pretty cool. I don't want one, but it's interesting that they're actually making bikes up in Indiana.
Yeah, it's a specialty item.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's unique. I'll put it that way. It's kind of they're trying to play old school.
Like you could still go out and get yourself a Royal Enfield if you want.
Yeah. So did they sell those where you worked before?
We just the big Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki dealership, and Yamaha was Japanese dealership.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't think you'd be carrying that Royal Enfield.
No,
Those are all made in India. Are they worth a damn?
well, I don't want to talk bad about something. Let's say this. There's better out there, but it's a unique motorcycle that still uses the old tooling and all that, and old school motorcycles. It's the Royal Enfield, and yeah, some people dig and stuff like that, but you can still buy them today. They have a couple ones they're trying to get into the 20th century. Himalayan, which is supposed to be an adventure touring type motorcycle, but they're still a little bit than the other motorcycles are.
Yeah, I got it. Those are the smaller. Even the Himalayan is a single piston, is it not?
Oh yeah, I think it's still a single cylinder. I might have went to a twin. I cannot answer that for sure. Certain.
Likes them.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're just not a big hog. They're not a high power cruiser.
No, they're not a luxury touring motorcycle either.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, there's a bike for everybody, or there's something for everybody. And I think they have the Royal Enfield made a lot of them in India because they must have 5 jillion motorcycles here.
Oh yeah, they come from Earth, and they started making them in India because it was a British colony, and they just kept making them.
Yeah, that's pretty neat though. It's a nice hit. But as you know how many in some of those Asian countries, motorbikes and motorcycles, there's more of them than there are cars.
Oh, exactly. That's their main motor. Everything is the motorcycles, but for sure. Well, thank you, sir, for letting me join the net late.
We don't have any rules.
Oh, I know, but I appreciate it anyways. I was saying this is KE4TYJ. Thank you.
Very good. That was Jimmy in Woodbury. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Great signal. Who else is? See, I started from the. Where did I start from the south? So I still got the north or west. North.
KO4OTV.
Hey, Joel, what's up?
Hold on, I couldn't believe nobody came from the west.
Yeah. Well, there should be somebody else here besides you. I hope.
No kidding. Well, I tell you what, I made it to it thanks to Jack and Eddie in Mount Juliet. Was Jackson Donaldson, you know that, but yeah, is too far away from me to be able to do that. I think it's 30 miles east of Nashville, I think.
In Rockvale, if you know where Rockvale is.
Oh man, that's like north of Murfreesboro, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, I was like, man, I didn't know that. So yeah, that explains a lot talking to Jack and Eddie, the people that can hit me. Oh my God, man, it's like one of the that were transmitted on.
So is D-Star paying you for this a little bit?
You would think. Well, I play several digital modes. I don't have Fusion, but I do have DMR and FT8, which I don't even use that much. But the computer deal, which I kind of like watching paint dry to me. I'm not. I mean, I understand the reason for it, but DMR, I mean, it's pretty clear, no doubt. It's very clear. I mean, compared to HF or anything, but pretty clear too. But I have to say that D-Star mode I've never used in Simplex. I never even knew that you could do it in there until I fellas, and I'm glad I did now because I tell you, I'd really like to get into it a little bit more.
Yeah, you keep talking.
Well, I tell you what, man, you won't be disappointed. I haven't used mine a lot. I use like I do DMR because I don't have any, which I don't think there's any D-Star repeaters in the state, or there isn't. But as far as DMR repeaters go, I don't think I'm close enough to hit one of those either, so I have to use a hotspot for. Yeah, I like the D-Star Simplex mode. It's pretty clear. I really like it.
It's really funny to me, and still, I've said it before, it's funny. There's a lot of D-Star users in Middle Tennessee, and there's no repeaters. And it was odd because this is going back to the 2005 and 2009 or so. The state of it's Alabama. In Florida, the state of Alabama went to a D-Star repeater system for the state. State helped fund it. Up and down the state of Alabama was all D-Star repeaters. And I thought it was odd, not because it was D-Star, but why would system when there's so few people that got D-Star radios? And, this we're talking 15 years ago.
Oh wow! Yeah. From a guy in Alabama, how to program my D-Star radio when I first got it. Just a few things, how to just how to disconnect from a reflector, what reflectors to hit, the basic stuff. And because I didn't know the first thing about D-Star. From what I gather, since the late '90s, I don't know. It's the oldest mode, digital mode that they. I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't know much about digital modes. I don't know that much about ham radio. I mean, I know enough to get me by, but I'm no good. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that that's like that in Alabama, and if it was that long ago, which I guess maybe they had some other sleeve that they were going to use it for, but I don't know. But yeah, around here, from what I gather, the one that was up was on this ridge, I think I read, and it went down. Oh my God, probably 5 years, maybe now, maybe it's been a while. So and it doesn't bother me if there's not one around here. Like I said, I can still connect with the hotspot, but it would be nice to have to use these modes, which I don't know. I mean, I know there's several Fusion, aren't there?
Oh yeah, there's several Fusion repeaters. The DMR machines that are in Nashville apparently aren't functional, somebody told me. And but there is a working DMR machine, and I don't know where the rest of them are. But yeah, I'm surprised there's not a D-Star rig, machine somewhere in Greater Nashville is a small area. Also, go ahead. Wait a minute. Hold on there, Joel.
It would be at least one even Short Mountain has a DMR repeaters. I talked to a few guys down there in the borough on DMR repeaters they use.
Who was that Alpha? Was there a Zulu station in?
Yeah, Boss Me KR4AZ. Is the net still going on?
It's still going on if I'm still talking.
All right, well, check me in, KR4AZ. And been around a while. I went for probably a week and a half and everything set up. So by the time I set it up, it'd come a lightning storm. I tear it or undo it. It stayed unhooked for probably a week and a half. So, but I did make it in time, almost in time. A little late. I heard somebody, then I heard you talking. So it's still going on. Good deal. Hope you're doing
Yeah, appreciate hearing from you, Tim. That was Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu in Murfreesboro. Good to hear from you. A couple of 3 weeks anyway. Joel, I'm sorry, he didn't. I don't think he could hear you, and you probably. I don't know if you could hear him or not down there in Murfreesboro.
I try to listen to this, but I turn my squelch way down when people come in from the south, and I just don't have much luck. Every now and then I come in the, back in the noise, but a lot of times I have to turn the YouTube on if it'll work. My connection.
I got it. Yeah, no, it's. I'm just surprised, like I said, that there isn't a D-Star repeater here in Middle Tennessee. I mean, all you need was one in one of the buildings down. You know?
Oh man, I would be great, because I can hit repeaters from my location just because I can hit like 442-750 and 442, and I think I can hit the 015 from here and Brentwood from time to time as well. But those are the only ones I can hit, programmed in here. But that's all with a handheld. That's from like sitting at a window in the kitchen or something. That's the only way I can hit them. But base goes, I'd be perfect. I mean, I can hit short mounts from here on 5 watts with no problem at all.
Yeah, I got you. So to be clear, we speak about operating on repeaters. You need to clarify whether you can chunk a repeater or you have a QSO on a repeater.
Well, I've used them when the power goes out. I check in the amperes and I just give my report. Wind damage 750. So that's the one I use for storm damage.
Now, most people, when they're checking out repeaters, they can chunk.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I do that pretty much every time I program a new one. I haven't been in a while. I've got so many in here that I don't use, almost to the point to where I'll just right up to the point. So much HF now, I don't mess around on 2 meter a lot, unless it's just a net like tonight, and into the short mount repeater as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, I'm just glad there's a lot of stuff going on in other areas. I like to think that our complex operation like ours actually threatens repeater owners, so they do stuff to get more activity.
Oh, no question about it. I'd much
No,
rather.
no, it's not that. I just think that you might have seen it on the email. There was a discussion. It was about a group on groups.io that the repeaters have a lot lower activity than they used to, and what they need to do or do, and it's really that kind of thing. Listen, as I've done from day one, I've on the air. I really don't care where they get on the air, quite honestly. So why be in ham radio if you don't get on the air?
Oh, I'm with you, and that's the reason I should so bad, because I've got probably 50 repeaters and some Simplex channels all in here, and I've got a few other little EMS type stuff. Solid 40 repeaters, and they are dead 95% of the time.
That's why I said I was going to actually repeater owners, all of them, and say I'm going to report you to Al Gore for chewing up all that wattage and getting nothing in return.
I mean, look at all electric cars.
I calculated it up one time. I totaled up all the repeaters in the whole country from the ARRL repeater list, I think it was, and repeaters are active repeaters, so to speak. They're not all active in the United States. And you take that number of repeaters and you chalk them up 40 watts continuous just from the power supply and the repeater and the radio. So it's about 4. Plus, if it's in an air, I assume some of them were in an air-conditioned space, so it's another few watts to cool them, to take that heat. And so it's like you were talking megawatts in the United States just on repeaters that get very little use.
Oh, it's got to be. Some of them don't run a lot of high watts, but like you said, you got to cool them. It takes a lot of juice to actually probably run one, I would say.
Yeah, there's you got a power supply, and you actually have the repeater mechanism, and you got the radio, and the electricity isn't free. Somebody's paying for it, and it's all coming off of and it's just sitting there cooling its heels all day long. Funny, you wouldn't leave your microwave on all day long, would you?
No, not at all. And I want, but it's kind of sad that they don't get used that much. Because man, when I first got into the hobby, I was so on all these repeaters and talk, and it's like the only time they're really in use is during, some storms or that.
Yeah, or drive. There's some drive time stuff going on, and obviously some people they have some specialty nets, like on the short mount, as you know, and it's good. It's just that one of the recommendations that people were making on that discussion on repeater builders on that was a lot of times there's even repeater owners are on scan. They're scanning all kinds of repeaters because they're just all kinds of frequencies and repeaters. And so sometimes they miss people getting on the air with them because they're already, and then the person leaves. They call out, they don't get a reply, so 30 seconds later they drop out. So they never get the repeater gets to hear them. So one of the recommendations is when when you hit a repeater, you probably need to stick around for a minute because not everybody's sitting there waiting for you to call.
Really, I learned that as soon as you said that. I was sitting there just thinking, I'll sit around and wait for at least a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and if I don't throw my call sign back out and I say I'm clear, just so they know I've moved on.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's a good plan. Anyway.
That's it, Paul. I guess I'll see you over on 6 here momentarily.
Very good. We'll catch you then. That was Joel, KOTV, and Jolton. Who else is anybody else north or west?
Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor Golf Philip.
What's up? You sounded good over there on the at least to me on the DMR and you.
Negative. I can't even solve these stuff. But I do have a comment about the DMR repeaters. We definitely have functional DMR repeaters. I hate to say that word repeater. In the Middle Tennessee area, Kima over at Kima has a good one. Lebanon, as you mentioned, and Williamson County has a. I can hit those with 19-inch whip outside.
Is the Tima one listed on the repeater book?
No, probably not. Just because it's Tima sponsored, that would be my only reason. I think accessible.
Well, would you send that information out to the group? I mean, I'd appreciate if you do the frequency and the details on it.
Sure, no problem. We have about let's see, there's a lot of Tima sponsored Chattanooga. Just trying to recall some of the rest of them off my head here, but there are several repeaters. Without a doubt, Kima downtown, Lebanon, and Williamson County, they work fine.
Yeah, I know. I've heard on 11, and no, it's disgusting. We make fun of that repeater thing, but I'm actually thinking about putting together a defamation league for repeaters because all the bad mouth on the repeaters goes on to stopping all the RF racism.
Yeah, Roger. MSJ makes a filter for that.
Yeah, but no, if you would put that out about that Tima DMR machine, that'd be great. No, again, anybody getting if somebody enjoys getting on the air on whatever, I don't care which mode they're on. That's what ham radio is for. If you're sitting around just talking. Well, I heard a sermon. It was probably a teenager, I think it was, or somewhere around that age, and I heard a guest pastor came in and spoke to the congregation. He was talking about how he said he told of a fishing club. It relates to ham radio. He told of they met every month, and everybody talked about their new fishing rigs, their lures, the type of line they used. They talked about their boats and motors, life safety equipment in terms of boats and motors and where fishing could be done, but they'd never seen fishing.
Yep, that's so true. I'm not a fisherman. I think I fished a couple of times when I was a kid. That's about it. I know a lot of people do have hotspots. There's a animal called Quad Net Radio Network, QuadNet. It's a, I'll give you the website. It's www.quad.net, and it ties in D-Star, DMR, C4FM, quite a few nets on that. If you have hotspots, you can hit that and participate in a lot of nets. Obviously, it's over internet, but a lot of the local repeaters, the RF repeaters, do.
Yeah, no, if you'd include that in the note too, if you would, that'd be great. No, I like to, as you, I'm sure you figured out, we don't mind use, whether it's on repeaters or, on handhelds to hotspots or whatever they're doing, I'm happy.
Well, hotspot you use Simplex.
Oh no, absolutely. That's what I'm getting at. I mean, is this, well, you like, for instance, on Echolink, you don't even need a radio. There are some exceptions to the rule, but no, hotspots are cool too. I mean, I just don't get a kick out of it, but I'm sure a lot of people seem to have a lot of fun with it.
About that, you can hook the hotspot up to your cellular data. Quite the hard work out. So there are some good reasons to have a hotspot and take advantage of the internet. Okay, Paul, we're fine. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you running in. I'll be listening here. K4PW, W84BGZ, and you're basically, I'm hearing one or two other stations.
Oh, wow. Well, we had 22 in here, including you tonight. You're number 22. That was Jim, Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor Golf Zulu, and he's in Donald. Antenna up higher, like 30 or 40 feet if you could. I don't know if you can or not, but you'd hear a lot more, I'm sure. Anybody else? Oh man, see, now you're almost all alone out there in the Western world, aren't you?
I know.
Tumbleweeds?
There goes one right there.
Very good. You're doing all right.
I'm doing fine. I used to talk to Otis on the Simplex, D-Star Simplex, and it's just as clean as can be.
Yeah, that's I talking about. I can't. It's been a while since I've heard D-Star, but I keep hearing good reports about the audio because the DMR audio is not too good.
Well, I had a hot spot when I first started, and I'm not crazy about that. I would get that robotic thing like that. I like Simplex, and D-Star Simplex is the best.
Oh, that's cool. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to go buy it. Now now.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's the best I've ever heard.
Well, if you haven't heard DMR, bother. It's very rough. I'm sure it is if I'm next door to somebody, but over any distance, it's. I mean, when I mean any distance, I'm talking terrible.
I'll just say this: that D-Star is the difference in like regular TV and high definition.
Is that much better, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, they must have a good codec in there, man. That's really good.
Well, it's been in Japan.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just surprised that like I said, there's no D-Star repeater in the. They had one and it's gone. I don't know what the whole story was. And then I also heard that the Williamson County, and they never put it up. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I kept hearing that.
Well, Simplex is good enough for me. And anyway, thanks for doing the net. I'll slide on and let somebody else check in. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, very good. That was Jack and Donald with Victor. Is anybody else, West?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Hey, boy, you come in last on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, you started south, but yeah. I started this computer work. We use that R word way too much tonight.
Yeah. No, again, like I said, it has its. I couldn't even. I just don't. I'm so infrequently on repeaters. Look in the book to see which one's which.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll try not to say the R. Bring up the R word next week. Like I said, it's my fault.
deal. It's all good stuff. It's all radio. I just I just wish there was more activity on repeaters. To tell you the truth, I used to have a ball on a repeater, but until we started doing simplex, and then they kind of changed the name of that tune. Anyway, anything else for the net, Greg?
Yeah, what everybody needs to get DMR rig. That's kind of like that's what we need so we can do the simplex right.
Oh, absolutely. If everybody and D 50 watts and DMR on 50 watts and fusion on 50 watts, but that's more common because I don't know of any low power. Oh yeah, there are two. I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's handheld fusion or not. I really don't know.
Don't know, but I'll catch you on the next one.
Very good. That's Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Anybody else west? East, north, or south? Lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, preppers, flat earthers. Of course, the scanner listeners got to just text me or something. But nothing. Very good. We had 23 check-ins tonight, and appreciate everybody checking in. We're complaint over to 2 meters upper sideband. Okay, and that's on 144.240. 144.240. I'll give you about 5 seconds. Very good. Moving over to 144.0. So you're there. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, Simplex Radio. That on 144.240 upper sideband, excuse me. Who's there from the was that Kilo Echo for there, Jimmy? Yeah, I also got you, Tony. Hold on. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet Jim with a great signal out of Woodbury. And I heard Tony in Smyrna. No, I don't. I don't know anything different. I only, you know that. KF4, KFQ, and he and Tony's in Smyrna with a good signal. Who else is south? South or east? Hey, Stan, you sound good. That was Stan in Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east? For TWR. Which more? Are you in the car now? Oh, so you're working on your horizontal one? Ah, very good. Yeah, no, your signal's a little warped, I'll call it. It might be because you're more horizontal antenna. Very good. That's west. He's mobile. Kilo Echo 4 Tango. South or east? Southeast or north? Southeast. You're that signal and quality of some audios.
It does sound really good tonight.
Sounds good to me. You do for certain. I mean, a couple of stations weren't so good because they're farther away, but your signal's booming in.
You bet 30 over.
Oh wow! I wasn't looking at the meter on you. One more time.
I said I've got you about 30 over in Donald.
Your S9, just over S9 actually, but no, great signal, great signal. That's Kilo Echo 4, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor Jack. Anybody else west? Yeah, Greg, you're sounding good as well. How much power you're running on that one?
This is the 991, so where are we? 50?
Yeah, okay, yeah, same here. Yeah, you sound good. Kilo, that's Greg in Antioch, 50 watts. Who else is west? West.
KG4, CXC, Chris and I'll do it.
Yeah, you sound good too. Of course, you're only a couple miles from me, if that.
Yeah, I was going to
No, it's good. It's really good. It's only slightly different than the close like you. I mean, it almost sounds just sounds like a, a slight distortion in the FM. You know.
Yeah, it is. It's really clear. I love the.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe we'd have to do a test on that. We ought to do a 5 watt night on say on 2 meters because I'm guessing that it's better than 5 watts on 2 meters FM.
Oh, absolutely. That would be awesome. I think that would be a good idea.
That many people with sideband on 2 meters. I mean, we got about a third of us do.
Yeah, but I've seen sometimes 10, so that's enough to give it a go.
What do you know? Anyway, that was Kilo Golf 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo, Chris in Gladeville. Who else is any place? Any place anywhere before we move on? Oh, got to go out and check which antenna I'm connected to. I think I'm on the wrong antenna. So everybody give me a chance. And somebody please go over to 415. Tell them we're going to be over on what do you call it? On 6 meters here momentarily. It'll take me about 30 seconds. And the K4P.
You got 135.
Alrighty, I'm back. K4PW, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 6 meters. Who else is here from the south? Please come out. Anybody south? Please come now. Anybody east? KM4HQE. Signal's a little low, but I still got you in there. M4HQE in Lebanon. Who else is east? One more. Is that Wes in there? Ah, very India Kilo. Yeah, I'll get that right in a second. That's man, Kilo. Yeah, I got you in there. A little weak, but I wasn't able to realize it was him. Who else is east? Somebody copying somebody I can't hear. East or north? Ah, very good, Danny. I got you in there. That's Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November in West Gallatin. I take it you're home? Oh, wow. In the truck. You're doing great. That's Danny. He's mobile, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Where are you located now? Okay, very good. You're near Gallatin then. Okay, very good. No, you're doing a good job. Who else is uh, anybody copying something? All right. Anybody else north or west? All right, I heard, wait, I got Jack and Donaldson. I think I heard Jack. It was a double or triple in there. I got Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor. I got Joel. Joel's in there out of Oscar Tango Victor. I got KG4 ILV. That was you, wasn't it, Jack? Yeah, very good. That seems to be a little. I don't know. It's a lot of leaves everywhere, I think, after that rain. Anyway, that's Jack in the with Victor. Who else is west or anywhere? All right, I got you in there. Look in there, Greg. You sound okay. I mean, I have a full copy. It just seems like a real low, signal strength there. Who else? Anybody copying any stations? Any place, anywhere, please come now. All righty, last chance. Any place, anywhere, north, south, east. Ships at sea and dirigibles. All right. PEW, we're closing the net. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on 6 meters, and we had 8 people on check-ins 2 meters upper sideband. So we'll catch you next time. Hope you're here in the air, and make sure you catch the net at 10 meters tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Closing the net.